Today we're going to learn about the different kinds of macroinvertebrates you might find in a freshwater pond. To understand what a macroinvertebrate is, we're going to break that word down into two parts. Macro means it's big enough that you can see it with just the human eye. Invertebrate means it has no spine or backbone. So macroinvertebrate just means it's large enough that you can see it and it doesn't have a backbone. Macroinvertebrates are an important part of the food chain. So you can tell how healthy a freshwater ecosystem is by looking at the different kinds of macroinvertebrates that are living in it. So today we're going to take our net and we're going to try to scoop up some macroinvertebrates. So when you scoop for macros, you want to take your net, turn it upside down, lower it down to the bottom of the pond, and then scrape towards you, getting just a little bit of mud in your net. Then you flip it over, pull it up, and you want to examine it really closely because macroinvertebrates are pretty small. Put your hand under the net and push it up and examine the contents closely. So now we're going to look at several different kinds of macroinvertebrates you can find in the pond. We're going to start with the giant water bug. Now you want to be careful with the giant water bug because it actually has a painful bite. The giant water bug is a type of insect. This means it has 3 body segments and 6 legs. It is in the group of insects known as the true bugs. The true bugs have straw-like mouth parts that they use to pierce their food and inject an enzyme that dissolves it. Once it's dissolved, they can just slurp it up. Now, the giant water bug has adapted pointed front arms to grasp its prey, and their bite can even be painful to humans. They like to eat things like fish, frogs, and other macroinvertebrates. They can store air bubbles on their legs and under their arms to stay underwater longer. It's like a makeshift scuba tank. They have to come to the surface to breathe because unlike dragonfly nymphs, they don't have gills. They have spiracles, which are a series of holes that connect to tubes called trachea that carry air throughout their bodies. They can grow up to 2 inches long, and the males carry the eggs on their back until they hatch. So now we're going to look at the dragonfly nymph. This is a young, immature dragonfly that you'll eventually see flying around the pond. Now these guys are predators that will eat almost anything smaller than they are. They have an extendable lower jaw that will shoot out to grab their prey. They are also prey for a lot of fish and frogs, so they'll often play dead to avoid being eaten. Now, unlike the giant water bug, the dragonfly nymph has gills, so it can stay underwater at all times. It sucks up water through a hole near its rear end, then takes all the oxygen out with its gills, then it's going to squirt this water back out. When it does this, it moves forward quickly. That is called jet propulsion, and you'll see it in a few animals in the pond. Now the dragonfly nymph has a hard exoskeleton that's going to shed several times throughout its life. When it molts for the final time, it's going to emerge from the water as an adult dragonfly. This can take several years and actually spends more of its life as a nymph than as an adult. So now we'll be talking about grass shrimp, a type of crustacean. Crustaceans are known for their tough, crusty exoskeletons, and they often have modified legs called claws or pincers. Other crustaceans include lobsters, crabs, and isopods. As you can see, the shrimp has a clear or see-through body that gives it camouflage from predators. They mostly eat plants, but they also like to eat small crustaceans and worms, which they do with their front pincers. Like dragonfly nymphs, grass shrimp have gills. Their gills are located in their upper body, so they suck in water through a hole near their head. So as you saw today, there are many different kinds of macroinvertebrates in this ecosystem, and they are present in large numbers. Each macroinvertebrate has body parts or behaviors that help them catch food, breathe, avoid predators, and move around their aquatic environment. They are a very important part of the food chain, being eaten by many species, including frogs, turtles, fish, and birds. A lot of them also eat detritus, which is decaying plant and animal matter. They convert it into energy that the larger species can use, so this is a very important part of energy cycling. You can also tell how healthy an environment is by the number of macroinvertebrates found in it. If there's a large variety, it usually means it's healthy. If there's a small variety with an excess of snails, this usually means pollution. Netting macros is a fun activity you can do by yourself. You just need to get a net and go to a pond. Just be careful not to touch the giant water bugs. Now it's your turn to identify some macroinvertebrates. We're going to show you 5 different macros, and you can use the chart that your teacher gave you to figure out what they are.